It's 11:59. It's Sunday. I don't know the date.
It could be Monday. I don't either.
No phone probably. Alexa, what's the date?
Today is Monday, July 15th.
And Adri is starting her ICU nights rotation tomorrow.
Well,
Or tonight.
later today.
And so we've been up since like, what, 10?
10 something this morning.
And we're trying to stay up.
Trying to push on through.
So we're doing an experiment.
I'm tired.
Well, you'll wake up in like, or you're supposed to wake up in, oh man, you're not supposed to wake up until like 12 hours or
5 p.m. or something. What do you mean 12 hours? In 12 hours I'll be at the hospital. Wait, what the hang on, I'm really confused. No, you're right, I'm sorry. Yeah.
She's fine. She's
This is gonna go great.
Alright, so we're gonna play some foreign movies. But this feels weird, like just trying to stay up as long as possible. And doing this
Feels
stuff.
wrong.
Yeah. Alright, bye for now.
Alright, we'll check in. I don't know when. I can't tell time.
It's July 15th, 6:05 p.m. That clock's a little fast. And Adri is about to start ICU night rotation for 2 weeks. What are your hours?
You have to be there by 8 or like 7:45 to PM to get sign out from the day team. And then you have to stay through morning rounds, which start at 7:30. So it's like 7:45 p.m. to like 8:30 a.m.
How many hours is that? It's like
12 and 3/4.
And so you're going to be waking up around 5 p.m.?
Or I don't know. We'll see.
Roughly?
Yeah, I've just set that time like kind of arbitrarily. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. So I'm going to be trying to switch my sleep schedule too to match it as an experiment. What kind of gear do we have? We'll go into the gear. So we have our daylight lamp super bulb here.
Very bright.
This thing is monstrous. It's like as big as my hand. We got another bright light over there.
Yeah.
And we got these blackout curtains.
We have a
White noise machine.
And what is this called?
Light alarm.
Light alarm.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. How are you feeling?
A little nervous.
And how are you feeling about the sleep schedule? You think you can do it?
I think it's gonna happen by necessity.
Yeah, I guess you don't have a choice. That's
Yeah.
whether I can do it.
Well, and also, yeah, I think soon enough I'll just be like tired enough to sleep during the day.
For me, I naturally stay up late, so it feels like a kid being told to eat as much candy as they want. Like usually I'm trying to force myself to go to bed. But staying up till like 8 a.m. seems like that's a lot. So we'll see how it goes. It's 5:36 a.m. first night, which will hopefully be the day that will have gone with the least amount of sleep, especially Adri, because we're transitioning over from a daytime schedule to a nighttime schedule. It's been pretty difficult for me, and I haven't even had to do anything really. I can only imagine how Adri's feeling because she's had to work continuously. So we'll see when she comes home in like 3 or 4 hours. Been watching movie, Apu trilogy, so we'll see if it can keep me up longer. It's almost 6 a.m. Getting light outside. You can hear the birds chirping. I can feel myself very much wanting to go to bed. So Audrey's probably dying, but staying strong. 8:30 a.m. and I really feel like I want to go to sleep. It's calling. Bed's calling me. I can feel myself being loopier, not sharp. Yeah. Really wanted to go to sleep. I know that some people do, have sleep deprivation all the time, but yeah, I'm not functioning well. So Audrey's just super trooper. Another thing I'm noticing is it's hard to be, I'm tired of every position I'm in. like sitting on the couch or, doing whatever, and I don't feel like walking around, so it's hard to be in one place for that long without laying down, which I don't want to do. It's 8:56 a.m. Audrey's officially home. What do you mean,
I'm appropriately confused about the time.
What were you saying about the dogs?
Oh, I don't know. I saw these people walking their, I know it's the morning, but I saw people walking their dog and this other guy running, and I was just didn't know what time of day it was. I thought it was 6 p.m. or something. Anyway, it's actually 8:56 a.m., but it definitely feels like the evening, which I guess is good. How did you function?
How did you function?
How did I function?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
Like at work.
Oh. Okay, you stay awake. Yeah.
You sounded strong.
Yeah, did fine. Night number 1 of 12.
It's 9:43 a.m. and I've fallen asleep. We were watching something. I can't stay up.
Can't stay awake.
So I wanted to stay up the whole time till Audrey went to bed, but I'm gonna have to go to bed a little early. But I stayed up the whole time until you came home. All right.
Good night. To you. To you.
It's 4:46 p.m. How you feeling, Anj?
I feel okay. I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to sleep, but it was easy to trick myself into thinking it was actually 10 p.m. and not 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird and surreal because it was sort of the daylight situation isn't that different. I don't know. It's you leave when it's so the light hours are so long here that it's light early and it's light late. Yeah, so that sort of helps. It might be weirder if it was I don't know.
I fell asleep at 10. I had to go to bed.
John barely stayed up, but I'm really surprised you did because I think it'd be harder to stay up at home where you have cues to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing things, in the hospital and didn't feel the urge to sleep.
And you went to bed at 10:30, 10:45.
Yeah, just before 11. I mean, I woke up around that. I would say I didn't have super deep sleep, but probably maybe looked at the time at 3 something, but slept more and then woke up around 4, early 4, and then just kind of slept through.
But even waking up around 4 is pretty good for.
That's not bad. I mean, I was worried I would just be tossing and turning all night, but I'm glad I slept 5 hours. That was roughly. I don't know how high quality it was.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
It is weird, switching everything.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have breakfast now.
Yeah, it must have been weird for you being home with normal things going on. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, pretty good.
Not bad. 1 down. 11 to go.
You're home second day, Aj.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Good. It was a good day. I'll tell you about it. But I did get a little tired today. But I think that's because I'm not sleeping enough yet during the day. I'll probably fall asleep earlier and wake up a little later.
Hope so.
But pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
I feel like we're in this weird bizarro thing where it's hard to adjust.
Strange.
I'm it's early, but it's late.
In here.
All right. Well, we'll check back in 8:30 a.m. roughly.
And thankfully, there was only 1 overnight admission, so morning rounds went quickly because we only present the admissions. And we got out at 8:05, so that was great. Gives me a little more time. Whew.
You're a champ.
Yeah. This
pretty good.
I like this, actually. This is fun.
It's a weird...
It is weird, too, because it's I'm busy, but I don't feel like I'm thinking a lot. I'm sort of just hey, senior resident, is this okay? Okay, cool. I'll put in the order. And then just do it. Yeah, nurses are asking me questions, and I'm boy, I don't know the answer to any of them. But I kind of act like I do, sort of. But actually, mostly not. I just say, like, I don't know. I'll go ask my senior resident.
Well, you're new and sleep deprived.
Yeah. And I don't feel too bad, like, sleep-wise. Like, a little tired today, but I think it'll be fine. And I can start to, like, rely more on caffeinated drinks in the middle of the night. But so far, so good.
That's weird. Weird. All right.
Okay, what were you saying, Aunt?
Oh, so I've been noticing, like, a weird kind of pattern of waking up, sleeping in the day, and like waking up in the evening, where like instead of kind of having this grogginess for a while where I come out of it gradually, or just like waking up really tired, I wake up feeling less tired, maybe because I'm just used to being awake in the evening, but I also like kind of wake up in these like spurts. Like I'll open my eyes and it'll be like 1 a.m. and I'll just like reposition myself and then close them, and then the next time I open them it's like 3:30, and but like I don't remember like falling back asleep or like being like, I don't know, it seemed very like sudden. Like just now, like it was like 4:50 something, and I was like, I might get up, and then I was like, well, I'll just lay here for a second, and I closed my eyes and like my alarm went off and it was 5:15, and it was like, oh, cool. And it was very weird.
Yeah, I think it's it might be harder to sleep through the night, and it's hotter.
Yeah,
and the
it's
air
hotter
conditioning
during the day is another thing.
here like sucks.
Super sucks.
Like the cooling.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be different to have
I think if it were
rotation
quite
in the
cool,
winter.
it would be easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the winter rotation might be better.
I have one in like November, so maybe that'll be, or no, I don't know when, sometime in the winter.
And I feel like yesterday I was strongest in the sense of not feeling like I needed to fall asleep immediately when you got home.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
But I'm not sleeping as much as I want to. Like, I think I'm waking up too early and not being able to fall back asleep. Yeah. Okay. Check back in.
So I just, it's like nighttime,
First night off.
which is, it's 8 a.m. now, and we're at the end of the
Right.
first day off.
It's coming up on bedtime, 8 a.m. It was nice. It was easy to stay up. I found it to be a nice rest.
And we slept in more than, because we didn't have an alarm, so we slept in,
Yeah,
like, usually you wake up around 5:30.
Yeah, I did
slept
wake
until, like,
up at
8.
like 4:30, but I pretty easily went back to sleep. I don't feel as sleepy like early in the morning. Yeah, but
Wait, actually early in the morning? Or?
no, sorry, like fake early. That's why I put the quotes. You know, like 4 p.m. or whatever. And I don't know if there's still some like jet lag effect or something, but
Wait, what do you mean though?
you know, like I'm still like awake in the afternoon and
Oh, I see.
evening, you know, in daytime or whatever. But I found it like pretty easy to stay awake.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
So I think the adjustment's been fairly okay.
Yeah, it has been actually. It wasn't like the train wreck I was expecting.
July 29th at
8:47.
8:47 a.m. You just finished your last shift of this nighttime rotation,
Yes.
and you've been up since like 5-ish.
5 p.m. or so.
And now we have to stay up and go to bed at a normal time because we need to transition back to the daytime.
I suspect it will be, so yeah, I guess in summary, it was easier than I thought to transition myself to nights. I wasn't like constantly exhausted or felt like I was lacking sleep. And I also feel like I just didn't need, not like need, probably should have gotten more sleep, but like I didn't feel like as tired when I first woke up. Toward the end, the last like 2 or 3 days, I'd say I was actually tired when I woke up. But on previous days, I was like weirdly awake, maybe because I'm used to being awake at 5 p.m. But I actually enjoyed being up at nights. I thought the night off was kind of fun. Make sure. The night off was kind of fun, and I liked our night walks. And I thought I would also find it hard to stay up on a day off, night off, but that wasn't difficult either. I also kind of like the hospital / ICU at night because it's relatively quiet. I mean, bad things happen sometimes and then it's not, but for the most part, like there's fewer people, it's kind of like dim and relaxing, and I sort of like, I just like the sort of night feeling. It's kind of a fun, weird experiment that like you probably won't get unless you like intentionally do it for fun like you, or you have to do it for work like me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to veer off course and talk about the actual like specific to the rotation stuff, but
well, you can talk a little.
Well, yeah, I guess from a work perspective, it is interesting. It has like a different set of responsibilities and like workflow and atmosphere from the day, which I quite like. And I think there's this kind of like, even though you're still doing the same like periods of time, there's this sort of like day team respect for the night team where they're like, thanks for sticking around, like good job, or like, I mean, there's varying like degrees of that, but like, sorry, I'm just gonna set a time, but like, oh, you know, you guys are tired, like go home, get some sleep, and it like, even if it was like a good night, there's like, it's kind of like, oh man, been up all night, yeah, it's tough. It's like, well, I haven't been up all day, I've been sleeping. But I kind of like that, like, you know, sense of respect. But anyway, aside from that, otherwise, I thought it was like a fun change in routine. It was like, I think we have good like blackout curtains and stuff.
What I would do differently is, I was thinking about it, is because it's 2 weeks, like the purpose of blackout curtains for every day is that way you can open the window and have sun in the room. But if we're just going to keep it black the whole time, then we should have just put up like garbage bags and taped them. And I'd probably do that next time. Yeah. Because then it'd be completely dark, because it still like leaks some light in.
Yeah. I think most nights I didn't super notice, like it didn't bother me.
It bothered.
And then I think the other thing was like, if I didn't like look out the window, like it's a particularly sunny day right now and we have all the lights on, but like it's not too hard to convince myself that it's like 9 p.m. even though it's really 9 a.m. And even like starting the first day, I sort of felt like I don't know, it felt like nighttime. So it wasn't as difficult as I anticipated, and it was sort of fun, like, and exciting and weird being like up at night. I think another thing for me that was notable was it was disorienting to be awake through the night and have the date change while I was awake. And I really struggled to remember what day it was. Like, I think, no, really, like, people would ask me, but I always felt 2 dates behind. Like, because I think for one, the day would change while I was awake. And then, I don't know why I constantly felt 2 dates behind, but it was like, I don't know. Maybe because I would miss a day and then overcorrect backward. I don't even know what would happen, but I think it was like the 25th and actually it was the 27th. So, you know, anyway, I would never know what date it was. Day of the week, I don't, on any inpatient rotation, that's just like meaningless. But that's more specific to work stuff. But even so, I don't know if you had this experience being home, like being sort of disoriented to day of the month.
Yeah, I'll put on a shirt and then you can interview me in a second when we finish your eggs.
Yeah.
I think you did super well.
Yeah, I think that was great. I think that was a success.
It wasn't survival, it was thrival.
It was thrival. Yeah, I agree. I've been just, yeah.
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 You were amazing.
But it was fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you loved it. Oh.
That I liked what I was doing while I was up at night. And had great people to do it with.
Yeah.
So, noting that all of that.
Shout out to the team.
Shout out to my team. Jonathan Bender, Jordan Maxey, Teresa Anderson, and Matt Hensley.
Wow, all the other people who are left out are like...
Well, those are the most important ones. And all the nurses, especially Brandy, she's so sweet.
All right, so I'll put on a shirt, you can finish your eggs, and then I'll talk about my experience.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Peace.
some things I noticed during the experience of shifting over to being awake at night was that it's summertime, and when you're sleeping during the day, it's hotter, and our AC isn't as good as it is in Florida, so that was like one of the big downsides. It feels nice being awake when everybody else is asleep. It sort of feels more peaceful, and one thing we got to do was go on a walk, or go on a few walks when you're the 2 days that you had off in the past 2 weeks, and it's really nice, and it's cool outside, and it just feels more peaceful, except for the geese. Let me think. So you have to get used to not being able to talk to people at the right time. So I could talk to people right when I woke up, and in California there's a 3-hour difference, so I could talk to people in California, but you have to get used to, like, if you want to talk to people, you have to get it all out of the way when you first wake up. And then it's interesting shifting your perspective forward 12 hours, like, oh, it's 10 p.m. Actually, this is 10 a.m. And, going to sleep when everybody's waking up. But it really, like, forces you to change your perspective on time and the way that you normally do things and the way that the rest of the world does things. Another downside is that everything is closed, so it's harder to do things like shopping or get food or whatever.
But apparently 7-Eleven delivers in the middle of the night.
7-Eleven delivers. We didn't try it, but that was one of the options that we saw available. So overall, I think this was one of the most interesting experiments I've done, and it was fun to do it with you, even though you sort of were off doing your own thing. But I think I found I worked the same and had the same rough cognitive functions. One thing that was hard is less about shifting to the night perspective, but more about shifting to your work schedule, is that we got way less sleep. And I think you function, even though you'd probably function better if you got more sleep, I think you function well on less sleep in general, and I don't. Mm-hmm. So I found like myself wanting to sleep in more. But overall, surprisingly easy, and I think it's nice that I have the luxury of trying it, because most people wouldn't be able to with their work schedule, and you're sort of forced to do it. You don't have a choice. So yeah, overall, really great. Glad we did this one, and we have another one, I think.
Yeah, sometime later in the year. I don't remember when. Maybe next year.
But overall,
2 thumbs up. Agreed.
So it's 7:22 p.m. We were watching Dark on Netflix, and I couldn't like stay up anymore, so I wanted to take a nap for an hour. And then I woke up, and who was in bed with me? So what happened, Boo?
Well, what happened was this. I can explain. Right after I went to bed, I just put my head on the couch. It was so nice.
What are you doing now? Get up.
And then I just went over there. And then I don't remember what happened next.
This is like tough to do. Stay up. Now we gotta get your butt up for a few hours, and then.
Yeah, I think my goal was like 9 or something.
But I am groggy. So, harder than it looks.
Wow. Staying up in the day is easy, and the night, it's so easy.
Yeah, but this is like where we're having to stay up the extra. We're having to stay up an extra 12 hours.
I feel like it wasn't that hard the other time, but.
I don't know. This was tough.
Well.
Alright, let's try to keep you up.
We're weak.